darling knockout and in the Betway Premiership that stood out, that you won't forget for a long time. Now, let's get straight into the conversation about the man of the week. Extra Time always looks at the man of the matches, and then we pick a man of the week. So, Matt, you always come with lots and lots of numbers and stats when it comes to these players. Here are the man of the matches throughout the week. Who, for you, stood out?
Yeah, not a lot of stats necessary for me on this occasion because Shabalala had a fantastic game. 2 goals, 2 assists. Duels, one number of touches. He was just outstanding. And then I think Hashim Domingo also had a quality game. He's really flourishing at Durban City, out wide as a traditional left winger. And then also he loves tucking in as a 10. He had a great game, rounded it off with a nice goal.
So there you go, 2 nominations there as far as Matt is concerned. But I can see he's leaning towards Shabalala and that performance against Orbit College.
I think a top performance by Omar Tuludi from Polokwane City. I thought very solid, important in defensive and offensive set plays. But if you have to pick one player that stood out the whole week, it has to be the man that scored 2 goals and 2 assists. Just disappointed that I didn't see him in that Bafana team because the national team coach was at the stadium when he gave that performance.
What do you think?
2 assists, 2 goals, I think Shabalala deserves.
What do you think informs such a decision?
Which one?
Which is to not have him be part of the Zambia game.
That's why I say I don't understand, because you score 2 goals, you give 2 assists, you are man of the match on the day. And he has been doing so well for Kaizer Chiefs consistently so this season. So I expected him to be there, but it's tough to compete for spaces in that Bafana team. Are
you shocked, Matt?
No, look, I'm always somebody who would advocate for consistency and then getting your call up. And I think at this stage in Bafana's sort of, the situation at the moment, like Pumuzo says, we've got some fantastic attacking players out wide and behind the number 9. And he just has to bide his time and make sure that those sorts of performances are not just a once-off and that he continues to build his game. He'll get there.
Now, before we go far, there's a story that I want to get into because on Soccer Africa on Thursday, I even had Daniel Bennett calling me and saying, listen, this story is so fascinating. Abongile Tom, the top South African referee with Akona Makalima as well. And then we've also got the assistant referee that are all South Africans, Suele. They are going to be part of the refereeing team that referees Nigeria's match against Gabon in their playoffs to go to the World Cup. Nigerians are going berserk. They don't want it. They're saying no, no South African, they don't want it. And they're appealing everywhere. What's happening? And, I mean, can you even appeal a referee? Can you even say, I don't want this referee?
No, not at all. I spoke to the referee, Abongile Tom. He's got a fantastic team, by the way. He's got probably the 2 best assistants on the continent. Good fourth official, strong fourth official, and Akona Makalima as a VAR. She's top-notch, got loads of experience. So when I spoke to him, he says he's feeling fine, he's feeling good. But he was appointed 3 weeks ago before we even qualified. Now, FIFA are not going to change that appointment. The permutations that have happened in between there have escalated, obviously. So it's a daunting task for Abongile and his team for this game. It's going to.
I mean, can you imagine? Gabon, player falls in the box, penalty. South African ref is the one who gave it. Nigeria don't go to the World Cup.
Every decision is going to be scrutinized, whether it's a throw-in, corner kick, goal kick. Everything is going to be. It's like refereeing in a goldfish bowl.
But you're convinced there will be no change. FIFA will not buckle under the pressure.
I don't think FIFA make appointments to change them. I think they'll stand steadfast in their appointment. In the times that I've been involved with football, I've never been taken off a game or changed the game, especially at FIFA level for a World Cup.
Due to crowd pressure?
Yeah. FIFA trusts these guys. Obviously, they're a top team. They're one of the top teams in African football. So we just wish them all the best because it's going to be daunting.
I mean, that's great for South African football, that when they looked around FIFA and they thought, where will we find the best for a game of such magnitude? They just went, we need these guys from South Africa. Maybe not seeing the background story with the minister saying that he doesn't want Nigeria to go to the World Cup and blah, blah, blah. There was a backstory which makes it interesting.
Yeah, you've got to cut off the noise, and there could be a bit of reverse psychology here as well, which might benefit Nigeria. But that's a quality team. And if there's any consolation, it is a once-off game in a playoff, and it will be played in a neutral venue.
In Morocco.
You know, in Morocco. So, you know, just from a refereeing point of view, that should put them at ease.
You just apply the laws of the game. That's it. Apply the laws of the game. That's it. You touch. You foul somebody in the box. You point to the penalty spot. Apply the laws of the game.
90th minute, 0-0.
Even if it's first minute.
Anyway, let's move on and take a look as far as the 30-second strike is concerned. This is where we show you the best moments that the team here have decided really need you to see, and then we rank them going up in all the way to the best one, which is usually me at the end, because I have the best eye for these situations. And let's start out with, because it's usually Matt and then, you know, Daniel. But Daniel, you're coming in every week now as someone who might start. So I think start. Get us off to a good start, please, Daniel.
So my moment of the week is going to be the Orlando Pirates Richards Bay game. It was Maremi scoring a very good finish. But the thing about the goal is this pass by Apollos.
Yeah.
A 45-meter, pins it to the left wing, takes control, gives him the space by touching it with the head, and just wraps the laces. This ball here is just something else. Turn and swivel, and he's gone. He's on his bike. Just a one touch to make it a little bit more spacey, straight across the keeper.
And what I liked is I was watching the assistant, and he was absolutely in line the entire way.
Yeah. So good refereeing decision, which is what we also want to see. But this finish as well. But the ball from Apollos was just superb.
It's a good moment.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good moment, and the magnitude of the moment is important. It's the only goal that was scored, and it took Orlando Pirates through to the final. You might agree at home, #SSDski, that Daniel Bennett's moment is the one. Now they're watching me, the two. I've got Bongs and I've got Pomodzo and Booth looking, saying, who's he going to go next? Who's he going to go next? Who's he going to go next? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with you. So,
do you
are
know
next.
Yeah, I know. Do you know that you can go next also?
No.
Because I've seen your moment.
No, I can't.
For the sake
this
of,
week, there's no chance.
For the sake of peace, I'll go next.
Thank you.
I think when you look at the bold moment of the week, it's when the pressure is on and you need an equalizer. You look at Dlamini, he passes, he follows, good hold-up play. It comes back to him. He does not go for power, he goes for placement. At this moment, you're thinking Golden Arrows are coming back to win this game. Excellent touch, one-touch football. Good hold-up play by Dion. He gives it back to Dlamini. He's an educated left foot that wraps it around. And that moment, for me, stands out to say that's the moment that stood out this week. And this moment should be going last, but unfortunately, because of pressure, I have to go now. But that's the bold moment of the week.
Mr. Dlamini, fantastic goal. We love it. But maybe not quite enough this week to match the one that I'm going to do. So, Matthew, please, if you could take the floor next.
Are we going to take
No, there's no way. There's no way. Daniel, I saw Matthew's moment. He must go last. No, he must go last.
Matt,
That's okay, for the sake of peace.
Peace sake.
This moment was extra special. I've really loved watching Sitori play this season and last for Marumu Gallants. He just has to skip past Dlamini and get goal side. He could have pulled the trigger sooner. He realizes that he just got to get past him onto his left foot. And the beauty of this goal is that he doesn't just simply swing his left boot at it. He's weighted that shot very nicely. And even better, he's put it to the side of Ngobo. If it was directly over Ngobo, he could have backtracked quick and attempted to get a diving tip over the crossbar. But because he's put it to the side with a perfect weight, he gives the keeper no chance.
Very good goal. Yeah. Very excellent finish.
Deserve to go last.
However,
deserve to go last.
I want to ask you guys at home, if you know Mbutumaldinho, that is what we're going to be talking about here as the president of the 2000s comes with an outrageous pass, and then Mbutumaldinho does little shades of the great Ronaldinho. There's the scoop pass, outrageous, brings it down, goes inside, then a little vase, roof of the net. What is going on? Temba Manchiani goes way past, he can't stop. Keeper is forced to go to the ground by the brilliance of Mbutuma's touch in the box, his composure, and then, oh, what a finish, sublime, fantastic, brilliant individual skill with an outrageous assist as well. Loved it. There you go. Those are the 30-second strikes for you. And you guys know that that was the one. You all know that that was the one. Thank you very much. Moving on. Let's go on and have a look as far as the log standings are concerned and where we find everybody in the Betway Premiership. Now, this is the situation. And in terms of how the teams have done, it was a topsy-turvy midweek. We did see Kaizer Chiefs go up into that second position, and then Orlando Pirates then overtake. But here in the basement, Stellies just can't get away.
Yeah, I can't seem to tell when we need to start getting worried.
It's 12 games now.
For Stellies. I just think they've gotten a couple of their signings. They've been so great in replacing their marquee sales, you know. But I don't think they've got it quite right this season. I think the perfect example for me was Mdaka at left back having such a great start to the season, and then Manafov coming in to replace him and seemingly being the #1 left back at the moment.
There you go. So also important, Swelele getting a huge victory there to give themselves a little bit of distance away from the bottom of the table. A lot of movement at the top. We saw Durban City coming into the top 8, and the top 3, wow, it couldn't be closer.
It couldn't be closer. The consistency in getting results is key, especially for that top 5 bracket. I love what the coach of Puti at Polokwane City is doing. Every season, he is there within the top 5, top 6 bracket. He's doing so well. Kaizer Chiefs keeping that consistency, putting pressure on Mamelodi Sundowns and also Orlando Pirates. It's looking tight at the top.
Keep talking. I need the tactics and the trends. Kaizer Chiefs 4, Orbit College 1. That's what happened with Mduduzi Shabalala doing the business. You've got the tactics, you've got the trends. You're going to take that first goal.
When you look at the tactics and the trends, when you look at the goal that Shabalala is going to score, it's very important to see the movement of the winger and the movement of the fullback. Kaizer Chiefs are building from the back in this instance. And when the ball goes to Oxmtetwa, what is key is that when it rotates and it gets to this, you look at the defensive line of Orbit. They're defending with a 4-2 in terms of the defense. And when that ball is brought back in, Shabalala scores the goal.
And there it is. Munyani brilliant as far as the ball that he plays in across. Matt, great ball from Munyani.
Yeah, great piece of business from Chiefs with regards to Munyani, you know, at right back. He does, you know, once he got games under his belt, he was always going to provide those sorts of runs. He's got a great engine, and he chooses correctly as well. And what I like about Shabalala is he's actually playing off Vilakazi. When you see his further goals, he's playing off Vilakazi.
Here we go, as we take a look at Shabalala's impact in the match, and it was a massive impact. I can see, Pumudzo, why with Hugo Bruce in the stadium, you thought this was the kind of performance that could catch his eye, could potentially say, listen, I may not have had you in mind, but I'm going to put you in for the Zambia game. There's the goal that starts things.
I think when you look at Shabalala's influence, especially playing in that 10 role, he's got the freedom of movement. He can start out on the left, drift to the 6, and collect the ball and be able to link up the play. And one thing that he has improved in his game is his box entries. He's got a lot better in terms of his box entries, and his penalty area occupation has been good. Hence, he's getting goals like this. But Munyani does an excellent cutback to be able to find him in this instance.
Growing into that right-back role is Munyani.
Yes, he is. And you know, long may it last for Chiefs. You know, you've also got good backup in Frosler, who can play left back or right back equally well. And what I like about that goal is that Igadoro, being the reference man, drags the defenders as close to the goal as possible, and that creates a space for Shabalala to attack.
Keep looking at how he was terrorizing this Orbit defense. Igadoro, he comes in, then guess who's on the spot?
It's a praise for him. I think goal number 3 in all competitions for Chiefs. To go together with the 2 assists that he had on the night. I thought a fantastic performance. He goes out to celebrate. He makes the Kosi Nation happy. That's what they want to see. Him entering that penalty area and getting the goals.
There's been a long time that the Chiefs fans have wanted to see this kind of performance from Shabalala.
Yeah, and from the whole team as well, you know, they had a high XG, 3.05, their highest of the season so far, 59% possession, you know, against Orbit, 19 attempts at goal. They made the goalkeeper work, you know, 7 times. So it was a great performance from them. They did let them in a bit when they allowed them to get out quite wide, as you'll see from the Orbit goal. But otherwise, all under control, even though it was an Mtetwa Cele midfield, which seemed quite defensive, but in actual fact, Ox got to the box quite a bit.
Now, we can also go take a look at the last goal that was scored here, because Shabalala was involved in how Da Silva Fox in the box was able to find the back of the net. And again, Shabalala showing that he's not just someone who's there to score goals, but he's there to help the team. And Da Silva coming in again with Sereno, that substitution is working for Chiefs.
I think when you look at the coach's influence when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs, they've got a man they can trust on the bench, that is Flavio. Whenever he comes off the bench, he's got a goal in him. And for me, his understanding with Shabalala has been so great. And he comes off the bench in this instance to score this goal, which makes it goal number 4 in all competitions for Kaizer Chiefs. And a well-taken goal. And again, it's Shabalala again in the mix with the assist.
His movement is so good. He creates so much space. He's all alone there when Sereno gives him the ball, Shabalala.
Yeah, just correction. I know it is the Silver Fox in the box, but there is only one Silver Fox.
Which is?
Wilfred Mokave.
Oh, wow. That's why I remixed it.
Don't forget.
I remixed it to Da Silva Fox in the box.
No, look, at this stage of the game as well, Orbit were trying to get back in the game. They were opening up 3-1 down. So, quality players like Vilakazi and Shabalala are going to exploit that space. So, yeah, put them to the sword, which was good to see.
There were lots of goals in this one, 5 of them, and we're going to go through all of them so you can really get to understand how it was that Kaizer Chiefs were so dominant. And how do you explain that? I mean, Orbit College would have come to this one thinking they had a shot, but they've been buried.
I think, Thomas, I wanted to go to the Shabalala illustration because I wanted to demonstrate to you how Kaizer Chiefs were able to break the lines in the goals that they scored. And when you look at that moment, you're going to see clearly in what happens. When you're looking at Orbit, they were pressing with a 4-4-2 structure, and that is the 2 that were pressing up top. And what is important is you're going to see when they rotate the ball, the hand of God is on Shabalala. He's going to go on and score the goal in this instance. When they rotate to the centre back, who's the young McCarthy, what is key will be, look at Vilakazi in that pocket. When you receive in that pocket behind the second line of pressing, a great ball by Cele that breaks the lines. But Shabalala is inverted. He's the winger in this instance. But now I'm going to spiral Munyani, who's the fullback in this instance. When the winger is inside, what the coaches will tell you is that the fullback has to take the outside lane. That is the space that Munyani wants to use. But on his weaker foot, Vilakazi is able to deliver an inch-perfect pass, which is well-weighted into that space. Now, Orbit is now stretched, that defense is stretched. There's space on the outside, which is open. That is the space that Munyani is going to capitalize on. But on the D-line, that is what we're saying we're loving about Shabalala. His late runs into the box, that ball that is cut back by Munyani, in that instance, it finds Shabalala. That is the space that is created from his movement and the cutback from Munyani. When that ball goes back, it's the calmness of Shabalala to be able to put the ball in the back of the net. A well-taken goal, the understanding between the winger and the fullback, one underlaps, one overlaps, a well-taken goal.
What does this performance mean? Kaizer Chiefs faithful, looking at that, what does it mean to them?
Well, now I'm starting to think that Pumuzo could be right about dark horses. and the reason why I say that is I couldn't understand how a team falling outside the top 8 last season could then all of a sudden become champions. That's very unheard of. It does happen. We've seen promoted teams do that, in EPL, etc., around the world. But it's just very unusual. So that's why I kind of laughed at what Pumuzo had said initially at the beginning of the season.
But thinks he scored. Only for Daniel Bennett to come here on Monday and say, no, he agrees. He agrees with the referees on the field. Tell me, how?
So, obviously, when the player gets the ball in the penalty box here, he attempts to cross the ball across the face of the goal.
He's not kicking at the...
He's not aiming for the goal post. As he gets the ball, he tries to whip it across to one of his teammates in the middle, but it takes a deflection off the Golden Arrows player on the floor right there. So that deflection was the reason why the ball went towards the goals. Not
so you're saying he's crossing?
Original shot. He's crossing.
And it hits Gianni on the floor?
Hits Gianni on the floor.
Instantly, didn't.
And then goes into the goal, and then another defender tries to header it out. But that touch is the significant touch that heads it towards goal, not the foot of the Pirates player who's trying to cross. So on the way from the cross, it deflects into the goal.
Happened so quickly. Watch here, number 3.
Happened very quickly.
So now he gets up. He's here.
And right
Yeah,
there,
he's crossing. He is crossing.
Yeah.
And then Gianni on the floor. That's where the deflection comes.
takes it right
Boom.
there. Yeah.
Unlucky deflection. Kaizer tries his best on the line. Can't do enough. Own goal.
No, and Daba does well to get in that position, and he realizes when the ball comes back to him that there's too many bodies in front of him towards goal. So the best option is to try and whip it back across. And, yeah, that deflection, and then Kaizer, that desperate header on the line, not enough.
Now, Pomozo, this next goal. I mean, you were the big man up front. And Golden Arrows have a very, very good big man up front. When he scores goals like this, I mean, Philani Khumalo, what a finish.
I think even before we go there, you have to look at, could Siema have taken the ball out? Could Libito have done better in terms of giving the cover? But for me, the touch that comes from Khumalo, the way he takes it on a spin on the half turn, and then he puts it in the back of the net. I thought a well-taken goal by Khumalo, but defensively, Pirates will ask themselves a lot of questions to say, could Siema play the ball out first time? The answer would be yes. Would Libito cover better not to cover straight into his position and go inside to give Siema the cover? That is the debate that the players would have maybe at training, asking themselves, in this ball is played out wide. Now Siema becomes a right back. Libito needs to become a centre back.
You want him to cover?
He is a yes to cover. But for me, that spin that on the half turn that Khumalo takes it with, I thought game number 4, 3 goals that he has scored to go together with the 2 assists, excellent finish.
And there you're thinking to yourself, wow, that's the 72nd minute. There isn't too long left in this game. Arrows have equalized. Could this be a massively important point for Golden Arrows and a big dent for Orlando Pirates' challenge for the title?
Yeah, good subs, by the way, from Mangoba and his team, because Van Roy chasing down there, and then Khumalo finishing it off with the 2 subs that came on. If you go fast forward to perhaps the Carling Cup, just watch out for the periods in which they concede, because they've scored, I think, on 72nd. They then go back and concede. They go ahead on 70. They equalize on 72, and then they concede again on 73.
Mangoba Mngiti would have probably been losing his mind at the fact that you've just got back into the game. Like, you've just got back into the game, and a minute later, Orlando Pirates go back into the lead. Take a look here as we see Mbata in a very unusual position out wide.
Yeah, and he does well to skip past it. Nice quick feet, And again, also quick feet from Tito here. This is brilliant from him because he realizes the defender is in between his way and the goals. And he does a nice little, side foot. Gets his feet sorted, and then he notices Umbutuma there. Umbutuma, I think, scuffs it a little bit, but nevertheless does well enough to sneak it inside that far post.
And Mbata was a 63rd minute substitution for while you're talking about subs that Coach Wadu did bring in. And I was really surprised that was him delivering.
I think the substitutions, this is where I speak about the coach's influence, because Mbata comes off the bench in the 43rd minute. Then Mbutuma is also coming off the bench to be able to get the goal. Tito also coming off the... So 3 guys that are coming off the bench combined to be able to get the goal for Orlando Pirates. You can see a little bit of Wadu ball starting to show in this Orlando Pirates team.
Wadu ball.
Wadu ball.
Wadu ball.
Yeah, Mbata from the bench. Tito from the bench.
And there's the bench. We see the president of the 2000s, Rile Mofokeng. He'd missed 2 league games with the injury. He comes on here for the last minutes of the game. So management going on here. And then he's in the air. Did you see his hands there saying, we're going to a 4-5-1?
Yeah, but showing a bit of maturity and directing.
Yeah.
And telling them 3 or 4 times exactly what he wants.
He's like, yeah, da.
It's very rare that we actually see that from a Pirates team going into a back 3 or back 5 in defense. But again, that's the flexibility that you need. And I think going back to Mbata, I think the coach is very happy that he's got 2 midfielders in Dooley and Mbatu who can get box to box in effect.
Now, let me tell you, the confidence that I have now that you are at home are going to vote for my 30-second strike as the best goal of the week has increased when I go to Pomozo now and I go, Pomozo, you've chosen this goal for tactics and trends.
When you look at this goal that Mbutuma is going to score, you're going to look at the tactics and the trends, is the critical phase of the game. Because when you look at that, you're looking at Pirates has got 8 players in their own half. Now, when you look at the Arrows players, they've got 6 in their own half. It means it's a little bit balanced. Arrows has got 4 versus 2 in their own half. As you roll it, you're going to see the 4 of Arrows against the 2 of Orlando Pirates that I'm going to highlight in this moment. So it's 4 versus 2. You expected them to do better in this instance. That is Golden Arrows in defending. The end of God is on Butuma. He's going to go on and score the goal in this instance. When you roll it forward, you're going to look at the distance between the 2 centre-backs, Gianni and Machinyani. It's too big. You want Machinyani to move into where the arrow is pointing to give the cover. He does not do that. So when you pause it in this instance, you're looking at Gianni to say, can he go to Rile Mufokeng to take away space and time? He doesn't do it. But let's look at that box that they've caged Mutuma into that box. You're expecting a 4 versus 1. There at the bottom of your screen, you must go back as the left back and go give the cover. He does not do that. When he does not do that, that is the space, especially where Rile punishes and Butuma uses that space to run onto, because Tele does not throw back. The composure from Butuma, he calms himself down, he puts the ball in the back of the net. A well-taken goal. Critical phase of the game. Arrows are thinking Pirates are going to delay, but they're thinking goal. Good distribution from Sipo Chain.
Thank you for confirming what everybody already